Happy Friday. I am here in the parking lot of my local grocery store. Kind of crazy, but I decided to do this in the car where I'm assuming nobody but you guys can hear me because I want our group to be a safe spot to talk about the things. And yesterday I shared that video from my chiropractor. She has kind of light hair. I think she was pulled back. She had it pulled back in the video. But anyway, she was talking about how, just basically speaking your truth and saying what you're thinking isn't such a bad thing. And it's really hard and it's really scary because you think that people are judging you all the time. So I thought that maybe if I set the example that some of you might be more comfortable, and I don't mean like you have to do it in the group. I just mean if there's things that you've always believed about yourself, I think now is the time to, to move past it. So I'm going to tell you about me, okay? I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm doing this in the car so that I'm not at home where my husband can hear. That's my first piece of honesty. I am pretty honest with my husband, and I would tell him these things one-on-one. But if he heard me telling you guys, he might judge me, which is funny because he probably wouldn't. But in my head, that's what I think. So I'm doing it in the car. First confession. Second confession, in a weird way, I've always known exactly what I wanted. Since I was a kid, I've always known what I wanted. And at some point, I started to be told, either subtly or not so subtly, maybe directly, that asking for what I wanted in life made me a selfish little girl, made me a bad little girl. In fact, I do recall being told that I was very spoiled and that, I shouldn't ask for things. Basically, I shouldn't ask for anything. So I think I stopped asking for things. I think I stopped asking for attention when I wanted it, affection when I wanted it. I just stopped asking because I felt like anytime you ask for what you need, it means you're selfish or bad. And that is my confession number 2, is I have a really hard time asking for what I need from people, although I'm getting better every day. Okay, third confession, I've always known what I wanted. I have wanted since I was semi-young. I'm not sure exactly what age, but I've always known that I could do something, that I could have my own group, that I could be sort of a community leader, and that I wanted other people around me with similar values and interests, and now people with similar diagnoses. But I always knew that I wanted that, and I always knew that I could do it on some level. But when I was diagnosed with ADHD, I think all of my sort of perceptions of myself and what I would be when I was a grown-up, I think that all changed because I was basically told well, you have this ADHD thing and you have to take medications and you do okay in school, but not good enough. You do okay, but it's not good enough. And I think I started to sort of shift right around that 11-year-old age from thinking that I could do all the things, that everything was possible for me, to thinking that not only is it not possible, but it's bad to wish for it and to ask for it. And because of my ADHD thing, hi Joanne, because of my ADHD thing, I probably also will never get there. I don't have enough self-discipline, to get there. So that's my third confession, is that I've always known what I wanted, but for a very long time, I didn't think it was within my reach. Okay, this is the fourth one, and this is really big. I have money issues. And when I say money issues, what I mean is I grew up, my parents divorced when I was young. And long story short, my mother is a spender personality. She's very impulsive. She spends every cent she has. My father is the polar opposite. So I grew up with this fighting back and forth, and they weren't even together, but they still had to fight about money a lot. So for me, money is a dirty topic. And so when I set out to start this group, to start the website, I knew that I wanted to make, and I deserved on a certain level to make a living for how hard I work. And I even tried to quit. Well, I didn't try, I did. I quit my normal work, my jobs, to do this because I felt like there was a way to make a living. But I felt like asking for money from private clients, asking for money for my private group, asking for money was a bad and dirty thing to do. It was asking for something you need, and it was selfish, and it just made you a bad person. And so that kind of goes along with my issues with asking for what you need from life. So as I get, more mature, and I read a lot of books and I talk to therapists and I learn more about how the mind works. And I'm starting to realize that I was never really a selfish little girl. I was never any of those things. I was never spoiled. I was never any of those things. But it's still really hard for me. Like, I run this group and I love it when, like, I get an email or something from someone, or even when someone comments or like messages me privately. Like, I love that because it means that someone else might be feeling a little bit of the parts of what I'm feeling, but I still have trouble making a living from what I do. I don't know if you guys know this, but I make probably less than $500 a month. And I don't make it in this group at all. This group is like, I make no money on this group. So it's still hard for me to feel like I deserve to make money or to ask for money for my time, for my effort, for all the emotional energy I put into things. I still feel sometimes on a level like that little girl who's very spoiled and like asking for things, and it's just very icky, and it still makes me like sweaty and anxiety ridden, like even to think about money. And I'm sort of, after watching Angela's video yesterday, and I was talking to a friend last night, and we were talking a little bit about this in Coaching Corner last night as well. I just think we all have these things. Like, we all have these things about ourselves. Like, you may know that you would be really good at, I don't know, painting. And somewhere along the line, you got the message that it wasn't safe to say it out loud. Like, I want to be a painter. I want to be a really good painter. I want to sell my work, and I want to be known for what I do. And at some point, subtly or not so subtly, you were told that that wasn't okay to want that. Like, it wasn't safe to want things for yourself. And it's not just about ADHD, although I think ADHD and the diagnosis makes it that much harder for all of us to work through. I just think we all have these things. And since Angela was encouraging everyone to just say what you want, I think we should make this group sort of safe to say what we want. So what I want is, I want to still grow the community. What do I want? I want to grow the community. I want to keep getting new people, but I want people, yeah, it's a learned female thing. You're probably right. I don't know. Do you think they do it to boys too, or just girls? I don't know. But yeah, like I really want to grow this community, but I want more people that get what I'm trying to do here, that we can really create a safe space. We don't even have to be on Facebook forever. We can create a safe space. So I want that. When I started the website, I always knew from the get-go that I wanted a private like server, that I wanted a private community somewhere. It's just I didn't realize it cost tens of thousands of dollars to do that. But anyway, I want a community, I want to keep growing it, and I want us to someday be private off of here. What else do I want? I want to make a fair living working with people and supporting people, because it's what I do, and I think I'm good at it. I'm told I'm good at it. So I want to make a fair living. I don't want to have to keep feeling bad every month for not contributing as much to my house. Boys too, if raised by insecure, okay. Yep. So yeah, I think you're right. I think some boys have trouble asking for what they need to. And I'm trying not to stifle that in my own son. Like, I want him to express his feelings in healthy ways, but I want him to ask for what he needs. What else do I want? I want a real community. I want to make a fair living. And I want to be able to continue to educate myself and create resources, gatherings, like gatherings, scholarship programs for like other women. I want all of those things. And I think that it's all possible. I just don't know the steps to get there. You know, ADHD, that kind of stuff. But I think it's all possible. So I think there should be a place where we all talk about what we want, because it is safe. It is safe to say what you want from life, I think. Or we can make it safe. I hope you agree. Now that I'm done ranting in my car, I suppose I should turn this off and drive home. It is hot. Whew. See, or maybe I'm just having anxiety because I'm actually saying out loud things that I want. I don't know. So anyway, tell me what you want, or message me, whatever. I just want to hear all those little things that at some point we thought it wasn't safe to talk about or to say out loud. Maybe I'll turn it into some kind of post on the website or something. Happy Friday.